Hello, film aficionados, and welcome to Real Talk, where we unravel the mysteries and magic of the silver screen. As always, I'm your host, Josh Bell, your cinematic Sherpa, and today's journey takes us to the quirky universe of Wes Anderson with Fantastic Mr. Fox. Now, Fantastic Mr. Fox is an animated film that sits comfortably in the Wes Anderson gallery, a film we're about to dissect over probably the next 20 minutes or so. Together we'll navigate the complete plot, admire Anderson's distinctive aesthetics, groove to the film's eclectic soundtrack, and dive deep into the thematic layers that give this tale its charm. We're going to explore the cast and crew, shed some light on the talents that brought these animated characters to life, and we won't shy away from discussing the film's imperfections. Stay tuned for a little dip into some trivia that might surprise even the most devoted fans. And as we wrap up, we'll provide a concise summary and give away our critical rating. So whether you're a seasoned Wes Anderson connoisseur or a first-time explorer, join us on this cinematic adventure through the world of Fantastic Mr. Fox. The Real Talk starts now. Start off with a dive into the complete plot of Fantastic Mr. Fox, a film that, much like its title character, is cunning, charming, but not without a few hiccups. Our tale begins with Mr. Fox, voiced by the incomparable George Clooney, attempting to leave his wild chicken-stealing days behind, opting for a more civilized life. He moves his family into a cozy tree right across from three mean-spirited farmers, Bogus, Bunce, and Bean. But, as you might expect, Mr. Fox's nature can't be contained for long. The pursuit of the perfect life takes a turn when Mr. Fox succumbs to his animal instincts, and we witness his daring plan to outwit the farmers in a series of increasingly audacious heists. As Mr. Fox's heists become bolder, the farmers retaliate, leading to a full-scale animal uprising. Here, Anderson's distinctive stop-motion animation shines, bringing the animal community to life with quirky charm and a touch of the absurd. The film's thematic elements start to surface as the animals, each with their quirks and strengths, come together to face the common enemy. It's a delightful blend of adventure and camaraderie, even if the narrative occasionally stumbles over its own cleverness. The consequences of Mr. Fox's actions become apparent, and we witness the characters grappling with the fallout. The film takes a moment to reflect on the cost of pursuing one's desires without considering the impact on others. While the resolution is heartwarming, it's not without its complexities, leaving us with a sense that life, even for Fantastic Fox, is a bit messier than initially anticipated. Next, when we come back, we'll talk about the film's aesthetics a little bit. Now, diving into the aesthetics of Fantastic Mr. Fox, as always, Anderson's distinctive visual style is a key player in the tale. The stop-motion animation employed in the film brings a charming and handmade quality to the characters and sets. It's a nod to classic techniques that in Anderson's hands feels both nostalgic and innovative. The meticulous craftsmanship is evident, contributing to the film's overall charm. However, this animation style, while endearing, might not resonate with everyone and can feel a bit jarring for those of us accustomed to the more polished CGI that we see today. The color palette is quintessentially Anderson. The warm, earthy tones create a cozy and inviting atmosphere, mirroring the film's focus on familial relationships. Yet it can be argued that this aesthetic choice, while visually pleasing, lacks the boldness that could elevate the film to a higher visual plane. In terms of set design, Anderson's attention to detail is commendable. Each frame is carefully composed, and the intricacies of the miniature world are delightful to explore. However, some might find the meticulously curated sets a bit too staged, bordering on the verge of being overly controlled, leaving little room for spontaneity. The character design is where Anderson's quirky sensibilities truly shine. The animals, with their fur, clothing, and expressive eyes, are rendered with a whimsical touch that makes them endearing. The visual distinction between the different species adds layers to the narrative, emphasizing the diverse world within the animal kingdom. Still, the anthropomorphism might not resonate with all audience, as it toes the line between charming and slightly off-putting. Speaking of cinematography, the film showcases Anderson's trademark symmetrical framing and tracking shots. While these choices create a visual pleasing and coherent style, some argue that it can feel a bit formulaic. Sometimes the camera work is a bit predictable, but it is consistent with Anderson's overall oeuvre. In conclusion, the aesthetics on the film are distinctive Andersonian choices filled with warmth, detail, and whimsy. However, these choices are endearing in the live-action films. They don't quite make it for me here in the animated route. When we come back, we'll dive into some soundtrack thoughts. Now, to me, the unsung hero of Fantastic Mr. Fox is the soundtrack. The musical accompaniment to this animated adventure adds an extra layer of whimsy to Anderson's unique storytelling. First off, let's acknowledge Alexander Desplat's composition. The score, characterized by its playful melodies and folksy undertones, seamlessly integrates with the film's charming aesthetic. Desplat's ability to capture the essence of the characters and their mischievous exploits is commendable. It's a soundtrack that, much like the film itself, doesn't take itself too seriously. Now, while the music contributes to the overall atmosphere, it's probably not an iconic film score. There's certain simplicity to it, though, that fits the narrative. It's very nice, it's very easy to follow along, and you know each character is coming. In the grand scheme of film scores, this is a solid effort. Transitioning to the soundtrack's use of existing songs, the choices are spot on. Tracks like Heroes and Villains by the Beach Boys and Let Her Dance by the Bobby Fuller Four inject a nostalgic flair into the film. These selections create a sense of familiarity while adding a layer of retro coolness to the narrative. So the film's score is a little bit low, but the choice for the soundtrack is wonderful. It's enjoyable, it suits the whimsical tone, and it's definitely fun to hear these songs. So Fantastic Mr. Fox soundtrack is a solid component of the film, contributing to its charm and playfulness. When we come back, we'll take a look at the thematic elements that are explored within Fantastic Mr. Fox. So now let's take a dive into the themes that are touched upon in Fantastic Mr. Fox. In the eccentric world of the film, our central character, Mr. Fox, stands out as a symbol of individuality and rebellion. His reluctance to conform to societal norms, especially in the face of three villainous farmers, sparks a rebellious spirit that resonates with audiences. It's a celebration of embracing one's unique qualities and challenging the status quo. The film beautifully explores family dynamics, adding a heartwarming layer to the adventure. Mr. Fox's journey to provide for his family and navigate the consequences of his actions creates a narrative that emphasizes the importance of familial bonds. Anderson strikes a balance between whimsy and heartfelt moments, portraying the resilience of family ties in the face of adversity. Fantastic Mr. Fox doesn't shy away from depicting the consequences of actions. Mr. Fox's seemingly innocent raids have far-reaching effects, delivering a subtle yet impactful lesson in the cause and effect. The film prompts reflection on responsible decision-making, highlighting that every action, no matter how small, carries its own set of consequences. The conflict between animals and farmers in the film serves as a metaphor for the broader tension between urban development and the preservation of nature. The film invites viewers to contemplate humanity's impact on the environment and the consequences of encroaching on the habitats of others. A recurring theme in the film also is the pursuit of the perfect life. Mr. Fox's aspirations challenge audiences to question their own desires and what constitutes a true life fulfillment. The film suggests that perfection may be an elusive goal And in the pursuit of it, we may overlook the imperfect yet beautiful moments that are surrounding us all. When we come back, we'll take a look at the cast and crew that brought this film together. Now that we've looked at all the narrative intricacies of the film, let's turn our attention to the talented individuals who brought these characters to life and crafted the visual magic on screen. Starting with the cast, we have a stellar ensemble that breathes life into Anderson's unique vision. George Clooney lends his suave voice to our charismatic protagonist, Mr. Fox. His smooth delivery captures the essence of the character's cunning charm. Meryl Streep as Mrs. Fox adds a layer of sophistication to the ensemble, creating a dynamic on-screen couple that resonates with the film's quirky humor. Supporting characters voiced by talents like Jason Schwartzman, Bill Murray, and Willem Dafoe contribute to the film's delightful ensemble. Each voice actor brings nuance to their characters, elevating the animated experience with distinct personalities. Turning our gaze behind the scenes, the animation and art direction are pivotal in bringing the vision to life. Stop-motion animation, a hallmark of the film, adds a tactile and visually striking quality. The meticulous attention to detail in the character design and set construction creates a whimsical world that's both charming and immersive. The creative minds responsible for the art direction, led by Nelson Lowry, deserve applause for the film's distinctive aesthetic. The warm, earthy tones and carefully crafted landscapes contribute to the film's overall visual appeal. While Anderson's direction is, as always, unmistakable, his unique style permeates every frame of the film, making it a testament to his creative prowess. The crew, from cinematographers Kristen Oliver and Daniel Freen to editor Andrew Weisblum, play crucial roles in shaping the final product. Their collaboration is commendable and helps to create and elevate this film. When we come back, we'll dive into some of the things that I see as possible shortcomings. Now, up to this point, we've mostly been praising the film, but now let's take a moment to acknowledge that even in the charming world of Wes Anderson, no film is without its quirks. Firstly, the film's pacing. It occasionally feels like a stroll through the meticulous landscape. While Anderson's deliberately paced films are a trademark, here it might test the patience of some of our viewers, especially those accustomed to more rapid animated adventures. The narrative, though whimsical and engaging, does falter in maintaining a consistent level of tension. The stakes, while present, don't always reach the heights that would elevate the film to the upper echelons of animated classics. It's like a perfectly executed caper that occasionally loses a bit of steam in the process. Next up, the film's character development. While nuanced, could use a bit more depth. Some characters, including the supporting cast, feel like they're not given enough room to truly shine. They're like the side dishes at a gourmet feast. Delicious, but you wish there were just a bit more. While the stop-motion animation is a visual feast, there are moments where the technique, while charming, shows its limitations. It's akin to watching a puppet show where, despite the artistry, the strings come a bit too visible, breaking the illusion of seamless animation. And with the soundtrack, while it complements the film's atmosphere wonderfully, it doesn't quite reach the memorable heights of some of Anderson's other films. It's like the background music in a quirky cafe, pleasant, but not something you'd be humming on your way out. And finally, the film's humor. Though clever and quirky, may not resonate universally. Some jokes might land more like an inside joke among a close-knit group, rather than appealing to a broader audience. It's like attending a party where the humor is an acquired taste. Delightful for some, leaving others feeling a bit out on the fringe. Now when we come back, we'll take a dive into some trivia. Welcome back. Now it's time to unravel the trivia behind Wes Anderson's fantastic Mr. Fox. While the film may not achieve a perfect score, it's filled with fascinating tidbits that elevate the viewing experience. Firstly, did you know that Fantastic Mr. Fox is adapted from Roald Dahl's classic children's book? Anderson masterfully translates Dahl's whimsy onto the screen, maintaining the tale's charm and adding his unique cinematic flair. And then there's the painstaking process of stop-motion animation. Anderson's commitment to authenticity led to the use of real fur for the pulp for all of his puppets, resulting in a meticulous 18-month production period for just 14 minutes of footage. A labor of love that pays off in the film's visual richness. Turning to the cast, the film features an A-list ensemble, George Clooney lending his voice to the cunning Mr. Fox and Meryl Streep contributing star power to the film, adding depth to the narrative. A quirky piece of trivia lies in Anderson's use of symmetry. The director's signature style is woven into the film's animation, from the layout of Mr. Fox's home and the framing of scenes, creating a visually harmonious experience. In the realm of the soundtrack, did you catch the nod to the 60s with the Beach Boys, Heroes and Villains? This musical choice, among others, adds a nostalgic layer to the film, enhancing its timeless quality. And Anderson's continued collaboration with familiar faces is evident in the voice work of frequent collaborators like Bill Murray and Jason Schwartzman. Their presence in the film contributes to its overall charm, creating a sense of continuity in the cinematic universe that he's created. For a unique touch, pay attention to the typography in the film. Anderson worked with designer Jessica Hische to create a custom typeface, adding another layer of detail to the visual experience. Now, as we wrap up the trivia segment, we hope these insights deepen your appreciation for the craftsmanship and creativity behind Fantastic Mr. Fox. While the film may not be flawless, each trivia nugget showcases the dedication and artistry that went into creating this delightful piece of cinema. When we get back, we'll summarize and provide our overall rating. And there you have it, real enthusiasts. Our deep dive into Fantastic Mr. Fox has taken us through the charming world of Wes Anderson's stop-motion film. From the cunning heists of Mr. Fox to the whimsical aesthetics that define Anderson's style, we've covered it all. Reflecting on the complete plot, it's evident that Mr. Fox weaves a delightful tale with its quirky characters and witty dialogue. However, as we examine the film's aesthetics, it becomes clear that Anderson's visual style elevates the experience, making it a feast for the eyes. The soundtrack, with its whimsical tunes, adds another layer to the film's charm. It complements the narrative beautifully, creating a unique atmosphere that stays with you long after the credits roll. As we delved into the thematic elements, we discovered the deeper layers beneath the surface, a reflection on family, the pursuit of happiness, and consequences of our actions. These elements contribute to the film's appeal, although not without a few noticeable shortcomings. Examining the complete cast and crew, we applaud the talented individuals who brought this animated gem to life. However, we must acknowledge that even in the world of Wes Anderson, there is room for improvement. Our trivia segment provided fascinating insights into the making of Fantastic Mr. Fox, shedding some light on the creative process that shaped the cinematic adventure. Now, the moment you've probably been waiting for, the critical rating. Fantastic Mr. Fox earns a respectable 6.5 reels out of 10. While it certainly charms with its Andersonian quirks, a few hiccups keep it from soaring higher. As we wrap up, remember, your thoughts matter to us. Reach out at therealrealtalk@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at RealRealTalkPod, and catch us on Threads and Instagram at RealRealTalk. We thrive on your feedback, so keep those messages coming. And guess what? Our Wes Anderson journey doesn't end here. Join us next time as we venture into Moonrise Kingdom, continuing our exploration of Anderson's unique cinematic universe. Until then, keep watching, keep loving, and keep those reels rolling.